Hi, this is Wishop, and this is your reading for September 2015. And this is for you if you are a fire sign, have a lot of fire in your chart, maybe rising, moon, or you're working on fire-focused projects, which could mean that you're making new campaigns right now, you're doing things like marketing and outreach, you're trying to do leadership projects and get people behind you. You're trying to establish sort of clear, high goals, and you need to blaze a trail, you need to be innovative, those kinds of things, creative expression, but in a very outward way. So if you are relating to that right now in terms of your life and your goals, whether or not you know exactly where the fire signs are in your chart or how they're weighted, this is for if you're feeling that way and you're feeling like over the next month you're going to be sort of fire focused. So let me talk a little bit about the astrology, especially the stuff that I think will matter most to you. September 6th, Venus, which has been retrograde in Leo, is going to go direct. Now, Venus retrograde in Leo means that she's been taking a deep look at what she values. Her love, her money, how she appears to the rest of the world, the foot, I shouldn't say the foot she wants to put forward, the face she wants to put forward. And that's been under reassessment. So you may have been undergoing some reevaluation in sort of a big way about what is it I'm trying to do? What are my goals? Venus going direct, if you're fire focused, is going to help you because you're going to feel some clarity coming on that. Now, Venus is not going to enter Virgo. It's not going to get out of its sort of shadow from retrograde and enter Virgo until early October. But right now, Venus going direct in Leo means you now know where you stand. When you're fire focused or heavy fire sign, not knowing what you want is a real, it's a real discomfort. Like, I don't know what I'm cheering for. I don't know what team I'm on. I don't know which flag to raise because you know, the heavy fire signs are the natural cheerleaders and charisma builders and enthusiastic signs of the zodiac. So Venus going direct in Leo should help you in your own life, certainly, because Venus is a personal planet. Figure out what is it you're cheering for yourself. What are your goals? What are you most enthusiastic about? And that's going to be a real relief. September 13th, there is a new moon, partial solar eclipse in Virgo. I think that's going to give you an opportunity to get concrete on sort of what are the steps I might need to take to make these goals happen. On the 17th, Jupiter, big fire sign planet, which is currently in Virgo, is in opposition to Neptune in Pisces. Now, the way I see this, when I think of oppositions, I really think of axes of tension, meaning that you've got an entire spectrum of energies available to you. And where you might be on one end, you may experience the other side as being sort of disruptive. But the more that you can integrate both sides of the axis within yourself, then it's like a seesaw and you can have fun no matter which side you're on. So the idea is that Neptune in Pisces is very deep. It looks within. It deals with issues of deep emotional healing. Jupiter in Virgo may be dealing with issues of external healing, physical healing, fixing issues in your life or your work situation or your home or your health or even with your pets. And Neptune in Pisces says the physical aspect is not the whole picture. So if you're going really great guns on some new regimen that you've started, you're very enthusiastic and passionate about it, this Neptune in Pisces, September 17th, is saying, okay, but let's not neglect the deeper issues too, that there are emotional reasons for a lot of the things that we do and have done. And let's try and get that healing working as well, that we don't have to just choose one or the other. We can let them happen together. So I think that's going to be a challenge for fire signs, but it's going to be one that can provide a lot of emotional security in that watery part of you that may get a little neglected when you're really passionate about something new. Also, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Leo. you know, try not to worry too much about that. If you're a fire sign, you probably have big goals, but and you like to choose a direction, but you're going to need to be a little flexible, and that's going to give you peace of mind. Mercury retrograde in Libra is like, let's talk about peace of mind. Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn is entering Sagittarius, a fire sign. It's going to be a lighter energy, but Saturn, as the Lord of time and karma, is saying something that I think fire signs won't all love to hear, which is look backwards and clean up old business. If you've left behind you in the past passions that you dropped, enthusiasms that never quite made it into reality, now is the time to clean up that old karma in a way that will feel honorable to you, because you're getting ready to run forward on some big new stuff. But that cleanup act is what Saturn will help you with. And that Neptune in Pisces is going to help you forgive yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up over the passions you had that aren't as important to you anymore. You can let them go, and you can let them go in a loving way, but whatever you need to do to make sure that's tidied up honorably, that's what Saturn is asking for, because September is all about healing. The sun will enter Libra. The sun is right now in Virgo, so it's practical. You're making plans. You may even feel a little bit impatient. Try to temper that to the extent that you can. The sun is entering Libra, and then you're going to get another good dose because Mars will hit Virgo, and then you'll really be kind of ready to take action. The harvest time can really mean you feel a sense of fears or impatience about getting stuff done, but you're doing great. So let's read the tarot cards for the month, and I've got an oracle card. So here we have Two of Vessels, attraction, Ace of Stones, the foundation of life, Queen of Stones, bear. I was using the Wildwood Tarot because I think it has a lot to say for fire signs. So here we go. All right, the Two of Vessels, attraction. Let me turn this over, see if you can see this. Obviously, this is the cup sign, but in this deck, it's got a burning heart. And you can see how they're actually sort of animal-human hybrids, but they are in harmony. And the flame is working in tandem with the liquid in the cups. So this is saying this entire axis, you can work this month, from the flame of your passion and your enthusiasm right down to that deep, watery energy. And doing that, because I often think of reverses as being an internal message, a message to get internal with this, is saying that the more that you can internally deal with your issues of love, and perhaps even loves and loss as you're dealing with issues of new love and new goals, it's really going to set you up for the rest of September and through the end of the year. Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. So this would be the Ace of Pentacles. So it's saying you don't need to make tons and tons of progress on your new goals. All you need to do is make some good first steps. You're going to make some good quality first steps with your head in the right place, your heart in the right place, your passion defined for you. What do I want? What are my goals? And that's going to be what you need to do. You'll take that first step forward, and it's going to feel terrific. It's going to be very beneficial. And here is the Queen of Stones, which would be the Queen of Pentacles, and the bear. And often we think of Queen of Stones as being, the Queen of Pentacles as being a very Virgo type sign. So here she is very fierce. She is guarding her cave, but she's also big and strong and wise as she faces this sort of fiery sky. So this says you don't have to give up your fierceness just because you're trying to be practical with your goals. Your fierceness is part of what makes you who you are. You just want to temper it with that emotional forgiveness and with being practical about what you want. But don't forget who you are. Who you are is wonderful. And I'm choosing the Past Life Oracle by Doreen Virtue. And the reason I'm choosing past life is because one of the things notable about the fire signs is they go forward, 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 and they don't always like to look back. So sometimes looking back and really processing old regrets, or looking back and making improvements for the future, can be challenging because they're on to the next thing. So I'm using the past life oracle to say, okay, if we take this opportunity of this tension between Jupiter and Virgo and Neptune and Pisces, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, we'll have September 27th, the full moon lunar eclipse in Aries. Aries, another fire sign. But the lunar eclipse is sort of eclipsing things out, right? So we can think, oh, what are those things that I needed to say goodbye to for my new future self, for the new life I want? And, you know, Saturn and Sagittarius will help you do that. Also, the full moon lunar eclipse is going to help you do that. Really looking at who am I and what do I want in this world? How do I want to make my mark? So the past life oracle, I think, can be a little bit about cleaning up that old business in this healing month of September. So let's see what we get. I'm excited to know myself. Monk or nun? Interesting. So let me go grab my book. I have to step around the tripod here. The fire signs are known to be a sign of spirit. So it could be that the moves that you're making are spiritual in nature. You've got these new spiritual impetus. So you're doing things which are about your spiritual enrichment or about helping other people with their spiritual enrichment. There is some tension between Aries and Virgo, between the new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo and the full moon lunar eclipse in Aries, which is between serving self and serving others and finding harmony between those. So the monk or nun says, you drew this card as a result of your past life as a monk, nun, or someone similar. You lived a life filled with isolation, rules, and devotion. So the idea here is that you don't want to isolate yourself. You want to reach out in service. And I think for fire signs, that's going to feel more comfortable. Is there a way of service which is also celebrating yourself rather than feeling cloistered or isolated or, sort of a need to deprive yourself in some way or not express yourself as fully? Is there a way that you can express yourself in all your boldness, in all your enthusiasm, in all your charisma, and that is still a wonderful form of service? And I think that might be a question worth asking during September, because I think service, we can get a very narrow idea of what service means. And in fact, service can be practical things that we already think of or charitable things we already think of, but it can be inspiration too. And fire signs are very well positioned to provide people inspiration and encouragement and uplift. And that kind of giving people like a rah-rah that they can feel and something that they can get behind and a mission up ahead, that's something fire signs can really do. So, and that can be of great service to people to help them figure out how to put their energy forward and helping them figure out what direction they might want to go. So if that's something you're dealing with, you might be dealing with it yourself or dealing with how it fits into your future plans of the goals that you have for your life or the things that you want to do. Anyway, that is the September reading for fire signs or fire-focused people. That can mean you have a predominance of fire planets anywhere, or you can just be feeling kind of fiery right now. And I want you to rock on with your bad selves, and I will talk to you later. Bye.